wait for me. I want him to just start. Yeah, no, it's been going good, obviously. We are playing Chicago next. We feel like there was some good key takeaways in the Bay match. I think there was some very good things that came away from that match, although the score didn't reflect that. We really went in a deep dive in reference to how we feel we performed against Bay last season away versus how we performed against Bay this season away. I think it's a very difficult place to play. They make it as difficult as possible with a packed house and all the ambiance that they create. Very respectable side. But I think there's a lot of key takeaways for us, and there was some very good things that we feel were present in the match that we needed to highlight and showcase. Had we made maybe better decisions in this moment, what would this picture have looked like? We feel we created some good quality final actions. Obviously, if we put it in the back of the net, the score lines may be a different scenario. So just really focusing on how we can feel that performance will drive us into this weekend, what the takeaways are from that performance that will drive into the weekend, and that will obviously enhance how we feel we can eliminate Chicago's threats, another very respectable side, and obviously take advantage of what we feel we can in the match itself.
Just a rundown of injury fitness updates for the people
Okay. Okay. So Sav's doing well. She's been seen by the U of L health team when she returned back to Louisville. Obviously, we are working to support her the best that we can. I know it was scary for her, scary for a lot of us, scary for those watching. So we're really glad that she's feeling better. From Uche's perspective, continuing to work with her day to day in her phase as she continues to return and what that process looks like. Others being in different phases, possibly what they will be available for, when they will be available, is all just different scenarios across the board. So we're just working with those timelines and together with our medical team to ensure that it's obviously safe, but it's also a timeline that they feel comfortable with and one that we feel is representative of our needs as well. So yeah, just really trying to support the players through this process and understand where they're at. And obviously there's so many pieces that go into it, right? When they're in the next phase, how do they feel? How does the injury itself feel? I'm obviously not a medical professional, but just working with it, and sometimes it continues to progress, or sometimes it's back a step, for example. So just working with the athletes, supporting them the best that we can in this moment.
The game against Bay, Kayla Fisher really stood out to me as someone that was putting forth a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really hungry for goals.
Yep.
She wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
She's obviously kind of stepped up now.
Yeah.
With Balser taking some time off.
Yeah.
Really taking that role. How do you work with her on getting that final piece and getting the ball into the net?
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think the thing with Kayla is she always gives you everything she has. She's someone that you can rely on to consistently give in every scenario. Even if she looks like she has nothing else to give, she will find a way to give more. She's exactly the player from what characteristics she embodies outside of football from an effort perspective on the pitch of, you just love and respect so much. So yeah, I think she's continuing to showcase what she can do in that position. I think she's continuing to showcase how she could create opportunities. I think how we have it structurally set up, I think she can flourish in with her tendencies and her abilities. So yeah, I think it's just continuing to support her, continuing to challenge her, but you will always get the utmost from Kayla, and it's something that I think is a super strength of hers and something that makes us better.
Sarah Weber also kind of being in that position, being a rookie. How do you come to her and be like, hey, this may not have been the game plan, but we might need a little more from you this year than we expected, but no pressure?
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about Sarah Weber, and interesting, I mean, very much so, her super strength and her threat is that she could play across the front three. She can also play centrally. And I think she's just showcased, again, another type of personality where you put her anywhere and she's going to study it, she's going to execute it, she's going to give maximum effort. And you just enjoy coaching players with that manner. So yeah, I think for her, it's just consistently working with what our needs may be, and if our needs are changing, where we see her possibly fitting in and all of that, and making sure she understands all the roles and responsibilities within that. But she showcased that the maximum effort will always be present, and she showcased that she could process information very quickly and execute as needed dependent on the position. So flexibility is a big one for her.
Grayson's had a pretty good history recently against Chicago. Do you look at this as a really good chance of 3 points in a row, or do you
Yeah, I think we go in concentrating on what we're trying to do. I think we're going in as a part of the process. We're taking away last match, how we feel it will enhance this match, what things may be similar based off of two totally different oppositions, but ones that we feel from our identity perspective and for us, where we feel like we could continue to enhance for this match. So it's based on us. It's focused on us. I think if we focus on anything external, we lose the primary thing, which is a performance. We need to put a performance on. Performance comes results.
Last game, also
Mm-hmm.
what did you see from her in that game and throughout the season and
Yeah, I also think talking about the ambiance and talking about the environment at Bay FC for a player to then get their first start, right, is very overwhelming. And I think she processed that and handled that very professionally. I think she was very good on the evening. I thought she did everything that she could in the moments of chaos, meaning from a stadium perspective. And yeah, I applaud the effort that she put in. I applaud the fact that that was where her first start was, away. And yeah, I think we're just continuing to work with her and continuing to push all of her abilities on a consistent basis. Good.